We're going to make this cable checker, and you have somewhere, where did it go? Here it is. So in this box I've got the little kits that a few of you put together. We are missing a couple of things from each kit because I had to order them. So you need 2 of the 1/4-inch things, so you'll need to get those from me, and you'll need some LEDs, which I have in the other bag. But for now, you need the connectors. So it'll have everything in there. Now, this is the box that I've pre-drilled for you that has all the holes for all the things, okay? So you don't have to do that part. And what you're going to do is you're going to solder each one of these connectors. So here's an example of one, okay? And you're going to solder the wires and then twist them together. And the color coding on this is important. This is an example of the color code. And I will send this to you, but you can also just make a note of it, which is, you don't have to use these colors, because again, the wire doesn't care what color it is, but when you put all of these connectors into this box, it's going to be a mess of wires, and you've got to keep them all straight. The best way to keep them all straight is to color code them, okay? So I am doing orange, blue, green, yellow, red, white, but you can do, I've got more colors than that of wire. Okay, so you can choose your favorite colors if you want, but these pins need to all be the same color. So pin 2 on the XLRs, 1+ on the NL4s, the tip of the 1/4-inch, the pin on the BNC, the pin on the RCA, and the tip of the 1/8 inch. The positive end of your first switch and the positive end of your resistor and LED. Don't worry about the switch and the LED yet. I'll show you that next week. But you want those pins on each of those connectors to be the same color of wire. Doesn't have to be orange, but they all need to be the same. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. That way, and you'll see, like what I did, is I followed this code. So I've got orange, blue, and green on the XLR because it's got 3. And then here's the NL4. Oh, you can't even see this, can you? Never mind. So here's the NL4, and it's got all 4 colors, see? Whereas this one, which is the BNC, just has the 2 colors, the orange and the blue. Okay? But the orange is always the color I'm using for the ones in that first column. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to collect yourself from my little box of wire a bunch of little wires of whatever colors you're going to use. Okay? So here's all my orange ones for my next round of connectors. Here's all my blue ones. I've pre-stripped these and tinned these ends. And like here's my green ones, and I've already stripped them and twisted them. I'll show you how I tin them. I just put them all in the vise at the same time like this. And then I will tin them all at the same time.
What do you have this side?
Let me set it. My iron heat back up. Okay. Now you have a decision to make. So ultimately, both ends of each wire need to be stripped and tinned. Do you want to do both ends now, or do you want to do it after you mount the connectors in the box? Doesn't really matter. I've only done one end for purposes of demonstration, but you may want to go ahead and do both because you've got to do both eventually anyway. So once you got those there, then you can get your connectors. Where's my bag? Here it is. So let's see, I've already done that one. I need this one. So here is my XLR pins connector, and you can see it's 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to stick it in here. Tin these lugs. Then pin 2 gets my orange wire. Pin 3 gets my blue wire. And pin 1 gets my green wire. Notice how I'm pushing the jacket all the way up against the lug. You're going to have a lot of wires in here, and the whole point of this cable checker is that it should have no wires touching, except for the ones that you want, right? You don't want to have it should not be possible for a short to happen, because if a short happens, then you'll think your cable is broken, and it's not. So you want to get the jackets all the way up against it. Okay, so there's my XLR, and then what I'm going to do, just to make this nice and pretty, is I'm just going to twist them all together like this to help avoid the huge mess that's going to happen once you put these all in. Now let me show you the NL4. So this is an NL4 panel connector. Hopefully you can see the label. So 1 plus, 1 minus, 2 plus, 2 minus. So I'm going to stick this in here. And the lugs on this are a little bit different. They're just flat tabs. So it's kind of like that tab on the end of the 1/4" connector. So you're going to heat it up, feed some solder on it until you get a good glob to stick. Okay? Then you're done. Now this is 1 plus, so it's going to get my orange wire. And I'm going to heat up both the tab and the wire. And then when they flow, I hold it in place. There we go. Now I'll take it out and I'll rotate it. This is my 1 minus, which is going to get my blue wire. Okay. One more time, well, two more times. All right, the 2 plus gets the green wire. Okay. And then last one, my 2 minus gets the yellow. Okay, and that one's done. So now I'll twist these. Questions about that one? Make sense? Okay, next one I'm going to do is the 1/4". Okay, so this is what the 1/4" looks like on the inside. So the tip connects to this spring terminal, the ring connects to this one, and then the sleeve connects to the inside. So what you got to do is you got to look at, you're going to solder the wires to these little tabs here. And you can see that the tip one lines up with this tab. Do you see that? And the ring one lines up with that tab, and the sleeve is that one. So if I want to do the tip first, I'll line this side up. Make sure that you don't get these confused, because otherwise when you try to check cables, they're going to meter out funny, and you're going to be wondering what's going on. So the tip gets orange. And then this one is the ring. Do you understand how I'm finding the difference? Are you following that? guess so. Yes, Jason. No, no one.
We're too locked in watching you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, there you go. There's the blue. And now the sleeve will get the green. Assuming the first two were right, then this must be the sleeve. All right, that one's ready to go. I'm not expecting you to do it this fast. Okay? I'm just doing it fast so that you can get to work. All right, now we're going to do the BNC, which is this one. So there's a few parts to this. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you're going to put this one on first, then the lock washer, and then the nut. And you're going to take this apart later when you're ready to mount it, but you just don't want to lose any of these pieces. So you may as well just put it all together now. Now what you're going to want to do is take this little tab and bend it out, like that. So it'll stick to in the direction where you're soldering, okay? So now align this. You see how there's a little scoop on that? You want that scoop pointing up. That is the pin of the BNC. I'm going to tin this just a little bit. It's a tiny little thing. It doesn't need a ton of solder. And this will get my orange. What you want to do is you want to heat this up and then slide it into the hole. And then hold it. Okay? Now we're going to rotate this till that tab is showing. And this is going to get the blue. All right. Now, since you're going to take this one apart, you may not want to twist it, because you're going to have to untwist it anyway, but your call. And then I got two more real quick, and then we'll be off to the races. Okay, this is the RCA connector. And they already, April and Charlie and Ken already put these together for you. So again, you want to, you want to bend this tab like that, okay? So you got something to grab onto. Let's go ahead and put it in. Now be careful with this one. This is the tip, and it's a real deep thing, so you don't want the solder to just run down in there. So just be careful with it. Don't create a slip and slide. This will get my orange. Okay. And then sleeve of this one, we'll get the blue, right? Maybe short one blue. And this is another one you're going to take apart again. So maybe don't spin it, don't twist it. All right, I'm short of blue. So what I'm doing as far as length on these wires is I'm just doing the short edge of the box, because that's as long as it really needs to be. These have to sit inside the box, so they don't need to be any bigger than that short dimension of the box. Okay, so let me go ahead and prep this one. Last connector is the little 1/8 inch. This is like your tiny headphone jack, right? So you've got, it says 1, 2, and then the long tab is not labeled. So 1 is the tip, 2 is the ring, and then the long tab is the sleeve. So I'm going to line up the 1 first. These are tiny, tiny little tabs, so be careful how long you dwell on them. You'll melt this connector so fast. So you just want to be real quick on this. Just heat it up, get a little solder, done. Okay? Don't dwell. Now, number 1 is going to get my orange. Close look at that, make sure that's okay. Yeah, that'll stay. You can turn it over and you can do the ring. Okay, and then lastly we'll do the long one, which in my case will be green. And that's it. This one you can twist. Questions? Those are all the connectors. So you got to solder all those with all those wires. Yes?
How many Ron Swanson quotes do you have written down?
Oh, I don't know. I started writing them down. I'm watching that show again. I wrote this one down the other night. I like saying no. It lowers their enthusiasm. I didn't say it like he says it, but. All right. So you can come to the bin, get the thing, if you're ready for this anyway. You'll need to grab 2 of these 1/4 inch things out of the back because we didn't have those. And I'll get you the LEDs in a minute. Stop the recording.